being back in this building. What did you guys have the chance to work on today and focus on coming off this road trip?
I think a big portion of it was just getting home and getting a routine back down, giving the guys the rest from the long road trip. And then today, getting back acclimated to being home, getting shots up, touching the details of our defense, the things that we need to do to execute down the stretch in the end of a game. I think those are very important pieces as we come down this back stretch.
When you guys left home, obviously that homestand didn't go the way that you wanted it to, but what does it say about this team to be able to turn it around and leave a road trip with a winning record?
Well, I think it was great. I think their ability to focus on the moment and one game at a time that we've been continuing to talk about, I think that's so important for this group moving forward. Again, we didn't end the homestand the way we wanted to, but being able to go on the road and play some very good basketball teams as well as playing very good basketball in these moments.
How important was that to maybe clarifying the focus, kind of getting back to one game at a time? How much did that just kind of change the spirit of the team?
Well, I think the road provides an ability to connect the camaraderie. You're around each other all day, the shoot-arounds, the hotel, the meals, going out, doing things together. I think that builds just a different type of chemistry that you don't get all the time at home because everybody, they have their families, they have their own thing. But I think being on the road together, you develop that mentality, us against everyone else.
We just talked with Wendell a little bit ago. He talked about the fact that he hasn't been shooting the ball as well as he would have liked this season, but he's still trying to find a way to impact the game. How did he impact the game on Sunday, and when he plays like that the rest of the stretch, what can that do for the rest of the group around?
I mean, that was a big portion of our film session today, was the impact that guys have without scoring the ball. I mean, you think about Wendell on his offensive rebounds, his ability to get dump-offs from when the big man helps off, and he can finish around the basket with aggression and physicality. Great screening, being able to create opportunities for others. You talk about Corey Joseph's big offensive rebound, Anthony Black picking up twice in the backcourt and creating 2 steals. We focused on the little things of the game and the winning plays. And we talk about down the stretch, sometimes it's not that last shot. Sometimes it is those 2 or 3 possessions in the second and third quarter that can change the tide of the game.
We talked with you about, just kind of there's still certain areas you want to improve on over the last 13 games, but knowing that you guys are a defense-first team, is that area of your team kind of where you want it to be right now?
I think there's ways we got to clean it up, and obviously Houston's game tomorrow is going to be a big key in offensive rebounds. We're going to make sure that that's a big area of focus. Taking care of the basketball, finishing possessions off is going to be key, as well as shot quality and our execution down the stretch.
What was Cole able to do today?
Cole was not able to go through shoot around today.
How do you ensure that the momentum from this road trip carries forward? You get one game back home and you're kind of back on the road a little bit. You have a little bit of a home heavier schedule coming up here in the next few weeks. But how do you ensure that the momentum from Sunday's win especially carries over to tomorrow?
Well, you take the good from that game and understand what got you there, and then you take the things that you need to improve on and figure those things out. And some of that was offensive rebounds down the stretch. Did we get to the shooters at the right time? But the way in which you keep the momentum is you focus on the one game and the things that you can do well for that game. I think that's the big piece. It's a business type idea in that you just take care of what you need to get the job done for that one game.
Sunday's game was obviously just one game, and there's one of 82. But did that win feel bigger to you guys, or does it feel like it's something that could build some momentum?
Well, I mean, naturally, it's a team that you took to 7 games last year. In their place that you didn't get a win there, you lose in Game 7 there, and those are small pieces of it. So it can provide a little bit of energy to our group, but it also more than just the atmosphere and what it was. You did go toe to toe with the number 1 team in the league. And I think that's so important for us to understand that and what we need to continue to do and how we need to play. I told you down this backstretch, the wins and losses are important, but the how we're doing thing is going to be key. How are we playing? What type of basketball are we playing in March and April? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Getting lost within the team, I think that was one of the things that kind of helped us prepare and get some wins on this past road trip.
We talked to you Friday in Minnesota. You mentioned that the supporting cast around Powell and Franz has to be better at supporting them. You guys did that Sunday in Cleveland. How do you kind of replicate that over the rest of the 13 games?
Continue to be aggressive. Guys like AB, KCP, myself, when we're all aggressive, it makes it a lot easier for everyone. Sometimes we tend to defer a lot. mainly speaking for myself. But I think being aggressive is what makes this team so good. We got a lot of great players on this team, offensively and defensively. We're aggressive and confident. It just makes the game so much easier for the rest of those guys, for Paulo and Franz. So I think that's something that we definitely saw on Sunday that we have to continue to do.
When you look at yourself, obviously you're going up against this Rockets team again. You know it's going to be a battle on the glass. Since the All-Star break, I think you're averaging like 8-9 rebounds per game. Has that been a focus to be more assertive on the glass and to bring those rebounding numbers up, or what's kind of changed in that mentality on the glass for you?
With me struggling offensively this past year, I had to find a way to affect this game in a different way. I'm not shooting the best from three right now. Not shooting the best, in my opinion, from the field in general. So I had to just find different ways to affect this game. So I went back, looked at it, talked to some of my people in my corner, and said, "Bro, you just gotta find a way to affect the game. Whether it's defensively, rebounding, offensive rebounding, setting good screens. That was something I just made a focal point until my offensive game started to come back around."
How do you guys rebound better against Houston?
Box them out. The story of the game is going to be if you can't get it, make sure your man can't get it, and then hopefully one of your teammates will get it. So, Steven Adams had, I think, 11 or 12 offensive rebounds. I think that was the story of the game, in my opinion. We eliminate those. I think it gives us a better shot. We was in the game, most of the game. I think that third quarter is where it kind of started to pull away. There were offensive rebounds, dagger threes, so it's hard to overcome that, especially on the road. So I think we'll do a better job this time. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I think just looking at the Cleveland game, some of the stuff that we can clean up, and some of the stuff that went really well as well. And today, not talking too much about Houston, but just kind of our principles are what we want to do.
Was there something you did different in that first half compared to the second half, or shot just falling? Like, what was
Played better, yeah.
Why?
Nah, yeah. It's always, I think, plays happen, and sometimes I still get to overthinking a little bit. I think that happened a little bit in that first half, and it's good for me to get back to my game and play a good second half and help the team out.
Going 3-2 on that road trip, especially after the way things ended on the homestand, how vital is that for the team's psyche, and what kind of flipped to make the road trip successful?
Yeah, it's good. I think we're just more consistent defensively. That would be my strategy point, but overall I think we just had a better spirit about ourselves, better energy, more consistently throughout the games. Then when a couple of things work out, it's you get into more of a flow, and it's not everything feels so heavy. So hopefully we can carry that over for the rest of the game.
Getting wins like the wins you got on that road trip. I know there weren't any consecutive wins, but does it feel like you're like a cloud's been lifted off this team, or does it feel like you guys are starting to kind of find that rhythm and that spirit again?
I think we found something. I think you just got to do it consistently in this league. It doesn't matter if we talk about it today or felt good about it yesterday. We got to do it tomorrow again. And like I said though, if you do it consistently, you get into kind of rhythm and a flow, and those things become a little easier.
How did Wendell help you guys against Cleveland? How can he help you the rest of the way?
Yeah, I thought Wendell was super aggressive in the game. Being really physical, and when he's like that, he's one of the best bigs in the league. And I thought he was a game changer on both sides of the floor for us in that game. And I think he's one of those guys when his spirit is like that, it carries over to a lot of the other guys as well. So it's really important for us.
Feels like that's kind of been a theme that you guys have talked about a lot lately, not necessarily wondering or worrying about the opponent, but more so kind of focusing on yourself. How over the last 13 games can you carry results that you have kind of stacked up here and kind of replicate that over the final stretch?
Yeah, just focus on what we want to do, be okay with it not going perfect all the time. and maybe sacrificing one play and just focusing on the bigger picture at all times. I think that'll help in the long run, and I think that's the only way you get to be the best team once it really matters. So I think that would be my answer. Yeah.
You mentioned how Wendell being aggressive kind of changes the outlook for this team. How does Wendell, AB, Kenny, how does their aggression help you and Paolo out, knowing that you guys are gonna have the ball in your hands making a lot of those decisions?
Yeah, I think it just keeps the defense honest and on their heels, not being able to know exactly what's going to happen on each play. And when I talk about aggressiveness, I don't just mean making shots or anything like that. It's just the demeanor that they played with, finding different ways, especially on defense too, to change the game, like AB did with picking up full court and making them real uncomfortable. That's a way to really have an impact on the game for him, and I think you've seen that this season.
Thanks, Franz.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Appreciate it.